Where would you say Ron Artest is at on the defensive end?
He played very well tonight. He knocked a lot of balls loose. I don't know what he got for steals, but certainly was, in a position to activate, do some things wise that gave us a turnover advantage.
What was your assessment of overall playing the game? 28-point lead.
It was awful. It was an awful second half. There was no intensity. Didn't play right. They let that team sit in the zone and run out on them. And, we just didn't play with a full functioning group of guys. Kobe took one shot, made his first shot, and that was it. So we really did come out there and play with the kind of intensity you have to play with. I've been wanting to, get some game time for some of the guys that are going to have to play, DJ and Josh, and obviously, I want Adam to get some playing time, but the way we're playing right now, we just can't seem to sustain an effort over 48 minutes.
Does that leave you concerned with the trip coming up?
Yeah, no, I think they just play at a level that they can expend the energy to the necessity point. And if there's not a sense of urgency, it's just kind of sit back. Not everybody, I shouldn't say that. I thought some of our starters did, but a little concerned about our bench still. I like Shannon's play tonight, and that was about it.
Talk about the intensity, Phil. What would you ideally like to see intensity-wise, offensive and defensively? Would you like to see more points, less points?
Look, we had 68 shots tonight, and we only had 22 foul shots. Some of those were even technicals. So, obviously, 18 turnovers against this ball club, limits your ability to get shots. The fact that we played a slow, lackadaisical game the second half. There was some really good defense the first half. We played exceptionally well. Second quarter, first quarter, 33 points, and then they outscored us, 59 points in the second half. So, it just says something about the lack of intensity coming out and playing.
Was there any consideration as the lead was coming down to get Kobe back in the game late? Or?
No. Yeah, he played enough minutes. I didn't want him to play a lot of minutes. He played 39 minutes as it was. Yeah. And, this is a ball game when you're leading by 22 at the third quarter. Really shouldn't have to go out there and play big minutes to finish the game off.
Phil, do you see it as an issue of lack of urgency on your substitutes' part, or just not playing well enough or hard enough?
Well, I don't know. There were some things that I talked to the team about playing ball the right way, and that's seems like everybody's looking for their type of game they want to get accomplished out there, whether it's their shot or whether they want a screen roll or whether they want the ball in their position instead of just playing ball and hit the first guy open, and just the offense is really easy to run. Swinging the ball is simple. Remedy against almost any defense, whether it's a zone or man-to-man. It's just swing the basketball, change sides of the floor. They just sit on one side of the floor and don't get this accomplished. And what happens is it gets stalled, and our offense stalls behind the rhythm.
But what would you consider a successful road trip record-wise by them out?
5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4-1's not good enough.
4-1's acceptable, but that's not what champions look for. Going out on the road, and these are all tough games.
So are you at the point of the season where lack of urgency is a concern?
It's just a late season malaise. It's part of what players go through. It concerns me because I think that by playing a lackadaisical game, they actually ended up expending more energy than they had to. Instead of just coming out and playing hard, finishing the game off, and then having a second unit come out and play hard and playing with whatever energy they can apply to the game. We get everybody in a work situation, and we limit how much work we have to do tomorrow to practice.
Even if it's understandable this late in the season, is it still acceptable or is it not acceptable?
It's human behavior, and we want to step behind that and go above that.
Phil,
we left our fan core again hungry. They didn't get their tacos tonight, and one of the things that concerns us.
You had a couple moments where, without Powell in the game, you slid Lamar over, whether it was
Yeah.
Ron at the 4
Josh,
or
right.
Josh at the 4, as opposed to maybe putting in DJ. Do you expect to do that as much as possible, or is it a matchup thing?
Well, a lot of it's a matchup situation. We're a little more mobile. Josh is great on screen rolls. He's a strong rebounder. There are a lot of things that he can do as a center out there. So it's gonna end up being a situational type of a substitution, I think.
Do you have an idea of the amount of minutes you're comfortable with DJ going out?
Well, no, I just think that it's, somewhere in, 5-6 minute mark right now until he's, back in what I would consider optimal shape.
Phil, how critical do you look at this road trip in terms of solidifying the top spot in the West and maybe making sure Orlando doesn't pass you or anything like that? Did you look at that?
Well, that's one of the things that you have to play for. What you try to do is you try to get through this season without injuries. We already know that we had the injury. We already sustained a couple injuries that hurt our team a little bit. So you really want to pace it and then sustain the effort at some level. Unfortunately for us, Dallas and Denver lost last night, which gives us a margin of error. And I just hope that the players don't feel that it's time to let up.
Phil, speaking of injury, how do you think Lamar played tonight? And were there games during this stretch since he hurt the shoulder where he played poorly and we didn't know about it? It was the shoulder acting up?
I liked his rebounding effort. I thought he blocked a couple shots in situations that were important defensively, but I noticed offensively he just didn't seem to be involved in it, and just didn't feel comfortable out there. I think there are some answers to that. Yes, I do think it's affecting his play. Thank you.